All right, so we're playing in the Blue Ditto Weekly number 8 tournament. Currently 3-0. As long as we don't hit these Snorlax stall decks, we're actually in a pretty good position overall. Our 3 matches were pretty tough. We played against a Lost Zone deck, but they didn't play any hand disruption, so at the end of the game, I was able to just set up the win with Slowbro. Game number 2, played against a really cool like Arceus, Regigigas deck. Didn't have the Psychic package that we've been seeing a lot of. So what ended up happening was this Kleavor. Just got hit by Kleavor, took 4 prizes with Kleavor. Also finished this match with Slowbro. Last round we played a Gardevoir matchup. And I thought they prized all of their refinement Kirlias, but they just kind of messed up. And they had 1 Kirlia in hand, 1 in discard, and they didn't super rot it back before they hit the Mirage step. And then they actually just conceded that match because I was about to go up so many prizes that there was no shot they were going to come back. So now we're just kind of waiting for the next round to start. Going into the next round at 3-0. As long as we miss those Snorlax stall decks, I think we could do pretty good here. Looking at the metagame here, Charizard, Roaring Moon, Giratina, Goldingo, all the others are doing really bad, 4 and 10. Gardevoir doing pretty good. Snorlax Pidgeot, unfortunately, a lot of undefeated Snorlax Pidgeots. We basically just auto lose that matchup as soon as we get hit with Erica's Invitation. So there's 5 of those. There's actually 9 total, Snorlax Stall and Snorlax Pidgeot. This is like the build with the Radiant Charizard, I believe. Yeah, this build has the Radiant Charizard, which is kind of crazy, honestly. This is crazy. This is a crazy build here. Got the Mawile. Only 2 Snorlax. That's interesting as well. Don't want to run into those, but with so many of them being undefeated, there's a good shot. That's what we're going to hit. Snorlax Stall looks like it's doing pretty bad. I think these other Snorlax decks, we may have a shot against. They're playing a lot of weird stuff. Only 2 Snorlax. Guess we'll find out. We don't play any switch options. The deck list is down in the description. You can take a look at that. But like I said, we don't play any switch options. So if we get hit with the Snorlax and our Manaphy gets trapped, our Basculin gets trapped, or our Jirachi gets trapped, even one of our Ralts, we can't attack with these if they don't take prizes. So if we don't start a Zorua and only see a Zorua the entire game, then it's basically just an auto loss. Should be coming up to the next round here pretty quick. I would like to play a couple of rounds in between. We just don't have time. These last 4 matches should finish up pretty quickly here. If you guys are new to the Pokemon trading card game scene, this is a good place to learn how to play. You can come here to Limitless TCG and you can actually take a look at like deck lists. You can look at the tournaments. You can look at the old tournaments and you can check out the metagame. You can check out deck lists. You can really see where the trading card game's at. And you can choose your deck accordingly. If you see Charizard being extremely popular, if you want to grab a deck that does good against Charizard, more than likely you're going to do pretty good in inside of these tournaments. And it's also a good way to just get some practice. It is open deck list, so like with my deck being a ZOROBOX deck, it loses a lot of its power once they know what I'm playing. Doesn't make it a bad deck. I think ZOROBOX is actually one of the best decks in the format right now, as long as it doesn't run into Snorlax Stall and you don't get hit with Cross Switcher, Cancel and Clone, Radiant Greninja. Can beat every single deck in the format. It can beat Lost Zone Giratina. It can beat Goldingo. Has an answer for everything in the format. And a lot of these matchups are really, they're kind of free. 80-20, 75-25, like Charizard, for instance. You almost always beat Charizard just because of how straightforward attacking it is. Same with the Arceus decks. Unless you just get completely run over or just have really bad luck, which can happen with any deck, you're more than likely going to beat a lot of these two prize decks. Got my Hugs drink. Just waiting for the next round to get started here. Only one match left, it looks like. I've played this exact same deck list to a few league challenges and league cups in person, and it's been a blast. Everyone's had fun playing against it, and I've won a few league challenges. I made one top cut in a league cup, and I missed out on top cut in 2 other league cups, but I did make it into the final round winning in. And I actually lost to Goldingo and Roaring Moon because they got the cross-switcher canceling clone play on me. If you get hit with that, you basically get so far behind, it's kind of hard to catch back up. All right, one match left. It's probably a stall deck. Yeah, stall deck versus Roaring Moon, so they're probably trapped, just trying to run out the time. A deck I think would be doing really, really well right now. If I wasn't playing ZOROBOX, I would actually be playing Ice Rider Calyrex and Palkia V with extra switch options and a TM Devolution. It's a really, really good deck right now. I don't know if I have it built. I've been working on it. It is a variation off of the 3rd place deck at a regional tournament from a while back. But if you could just kind of take a look here. Still not completely sold on the Articuno. It does help in the matchups against like Charizard if you don't have the TM Devo. It's either you play the Articuno or you play the TM Devo. I haven't figured out which one is best yet. But here's the list. Have the Energy Switch for Melanie. Do play the Canceling Cologne with the Cross Switchers. 9 Energy. 3 Earthen Vessel is a big thing. And then we have multiple switches. We have the Cross Switchers. We have the actual switch. And then we have the Escape Ropes. So we have 7 total switching options, which is a lot more than what most people play. It's a pretty fun deck. Like I said, this is what I would be playing if I was not playing ZOROBOX right now. Still waiting on that last round. We're probably going to go up the time on this one. We're going to play till we lose, probably. See how everything's doing right now. Let's check out the metagame. Charizard's doing pretty good, surprisingly. A lot of 2-0s. That would be our ideal matchup. Playing against these Charizards. It's just a very straightforward match. It doesn't mean that it's easy. It's just more straightforward than some of the other ones we could hit. Roaring Moon is pretty straightforward as well. A couple of undefeateds there. Most of them have started going to the 2 water energy build. All of these look like they're just dark only. The dark only package is exactly what I want to see with my ZOROBOX deck. But I think the 2 water energy build is much, much stronger. Got a couple Goldingos. Goldingo's fine to play against as long as we don't get hit with Cross Switcher, Canceling Clone, Reading Greninja. Even if we get hit with that, there's still a shot we could come back. Just depends on our board state. If we have a full bench, we'll be fine. But if they take out like both of our Kirlia or both of our Zoruas, if that's all we have in play, then we just kind of lose. So we don't want to see that. Sounded like the music was coming out of the wrong speakers. Had to check on that. Let's change the song here. Man, we definitely could have squeaked in a match while we were waiting on this, couldn't we? Still waiting on that one match. That's why I don't like Snorlax Stall. It's a very, very powerful deck, but it is miserable to play against and to actually be the one playing it. All right, let's take a look at some more of these matches. Kind of look at the standings. Doesn't have the 3-0 people up yet. And I would really like to see a Roaring Moon or a Charizard next match. As long as we don't prize our Scovillain, of course. Could always prize our Scovillain and we'd have a rough time. I think I would bring ZOROBOX to Indianapolis in May if it wasn't going to rotate. That's how strong this deck is right now. I really believe this is one of the best decks right now. But with there only being one person playing it in tournaments like me, doesn't really seem to do so well. Yeah, see, I'm the only person playing the ZOROBOX. Like I said, the matchup spread, Gardevoir, Lost Box, and Arceus. I mean, those are actually our toughest matchups because they're not as straightforward. But we still managed to take them down, mainly due to Scizor. Scizor is just really, really hard to deal with for like Lost Box. You take out their one Cramorant, and they just don't have an answer attacker for 2-3 turns, especially the Lost Zone Giratina. If they take the Cram Shot, and you could respond with Camerupt, or you can respond with Scizor just to take out, you know, the Cramorant. There's just so many ways that they get behind, and it's really hard for them to respond. Because if they evolve into the V-Star, then they're lost zoning 2 energy per attack against a single prize deck, and then they just run out of resources. Looks like we got a friend request, so yeah, we have our next matchup. Of course. Of course, we're playing against a Snorlax Stall deck. We may just concede this. I'm not even... At least it's one of the weird ones where there's only 2 Snorlax. 1 Erica. Miserable. Of all of the undefeated people we could have hit, this is what we get. We should probably check in. There we go. Yeah, so looking at the standings, I guess there's only 10 undefeated, and these 2 took a tie. So, I mean, I guess the odds of us hitting a Snorlax deck, with there being 2, the odds were pretty high. Just unfortunate. All right, we're going to give it a shot, see how we do. More than likely, not going to work out too well. Basically, we have to start as Zorua, and get a Scizor or a Flapple in the discard and just start swinging immediately. But if we do that, then they pull out the Radiant Charizard and wipe out our only attacker, then we're also just going to be in trouble. So it's just kind of like, it's just tough. This just looks like a bad deck. Just looks like a bad deck. But being able to trap your opponent is pretty good. So it looks like a lot of the Snorlax decks have actually fallen off, so that's good. But they're going to get a win here against me. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. All right, let's hop into the game. It's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly. I think they would choose to go second. That's what I would do. Yeah, we can't let them Erica. This is so bad. Yeah, we just lose. We start a Basculin, we lose. They have too many options to just pull it up and deck us out. Yeah, we just lose. Unless they prize both Snorlax. They pull out a Snorlax here, we're just going to concede. They pull out a Snorlax, we're conceding. Yeah. It's over. Game over. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing we can do about that. All right, down to 3-1. There's just literally nothing you can do about Snorlax stall with this deck. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna be completely honest. When people say GG whenever they're playing Snorlax stall against you, they don't mean it. They do not mean it. They don't mean it. They know they're being toxic. Everybody who plays this deck knows it's a toxic deck. That's unfortunate, but we're going to go ahead and just play some regular matches. And I guess we wait for the next round. Hopefully somebody else takes out all these Snorlax decks. Let's just hop into some regular matches here. Change our record to 3-1. We could just dodge the Snorlax deck, so we're going to be fine. I wonder if this is a top 4 or a top 8. Let's check out the details. Check out the details. Okay, so it is a top 8. So like somebody who is 5-2 could make it into top 8. So we're going to keep playing. We're going to keep playing. All right, get into the game here. Why is that one upside down? Anybody else see that? Weird. I'm just going to leave it. We're going blind, so we're just going to choose to go second. Sometimes you want to go first. Against Gardevoir, you want to go first. Against Lost Box, you want to go... Actually, you probably want to go second against Lost Box as well. Psychic Energy and a Charizard. Okay. Okay. Let's see what they're cooking. Let's see what they're cooking. It's unfortunate we got paired against the Snorlax stall. It's the only deck that we just can't beat. We can beat it, but starting the Basculin is just game over. They have multiple counter catchers, multiple bosses orders, and we don't play any switch outs. So we take one knockout, they bring back up the Basculin, and as long as they have 2 Snorlaxes, they just win. Not even worth playing. All right, let's pitch these 2. Let's grab a Basculin. They're definitely playing weird stuff like the Delphox. So we're going to grab the whole crew here. We could have saved that level ball, potentially grabbed a Kirlia. Just wasn't worth it though. Go ahead and hit the Cynthias for 3. Got a Kirlia, which is awesome. Gather the crew. I think we're just going to grab 2 Ralts. 1 Ralts. Don't have the option. Why is that one upside down? Why is this all upside down? This whole thing is upside down. Why is that? Weird. Guess we could just make it vertical. That's even worse. Alright. Let's just take it back to the defaults. 3 and 1. Let's make the color black and the text color white. I'm not even paying attention over here. Should definitely pay attention. Why is that upside down? Losing my mind. Someone tell me why that's upside down. I don't think we're doing anything here. I think we just grab out our Scovillain with Arezu. It's prized. Of course it's prized. Why wouldn't it be prized? Yeah. Alright. What are we going to do here? I'm going to grab Scizor and grab that. Good Phantom Transformation into another Kirlia here. I think that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to Super Rod back the Zoroark and Zorua. Oh, I'm losing my mind here. We already pitched the Scovillain. I'm so messed up on this upside down 3 and 1 over here that I'm just kind of tossing this game out the window so far. All right, we gotta stop. We gotta stop messing around. Gotta focus here. Focus up. Should have grabbed the Kirlia, not the Scovillain in there, but we didn't discard it. We're still fine. We're still fine. We're still fine. Maybe we'll scare him with the Camerupt that does 240 damage. That's the plan, right? We're gonna scare him with the. You know what? I gotta. Maybe it's not even messed up on the live stream. Maybe I'm just crazy. Now it's definitely upside down. And let's check on these matches, see how the matches are going so far. Yeah, me at the top of the bracket here, just completely trashed. Completely trashed.